Hello and welcome back to Adventures of Me, and today I've got a little bit of a different video for you guys. What I thought I'd start for the first day of January in 2016 is a review playlist. In this playlist I'm just going to review different tabletop games, video games, card games, things like that. Give you my honest opinion of the game, the best situation I think the game is for, and an honest recommendation, pretty much, for the games that I enjoy. First off, I'm going to review Smartass and Dumbass. These two games kind of go hand in hand. I'll show you the boxes. So this is Smartass, this is Dumbass. You can kind of see why they go hand in hand. They are both made by the same company. Smartass is the first one I played. It's trivia game. Dumbass is also a trivia game, but it just has slightly different mechanics. Anyway, I'll get into it. I'll show you the board, the dice, the cards, all that type of stuff, and we'll get into having a look at the game that way. So first off, here is Smartass. Now this is a pretty straightforward game when you get around to it. You play against each other to try and get to the end, and you start down here. Now in this game, you all have a donkey token, and it's 1 to 12. So in my recommendation, 3 to 12 players. You can't really work it with 2. It's a little bit more difficult. But you all have a token with a coloured base, and the objective of the game is the player whose turn it is rolls this dice with the coloured pentagons on it, and that chooses the category for which card you will be reading out. So you have blue, which is a what am I? You have green, which is a where am I? You have orange, which is a who am I? And then you have red, which is a hard ass. Now, 3 of these cards go through different facts. I'll get in close there. So you can see here, it lists out different statements about whatever the answer is. So this one is a who am I? And it goes through and says, I am an actor, I was born in America in early 1940s, and so on. And you read those out one sentence at a time, and the first player to guess the correct answer gets to roll the dice. Now it only has 1, 2, 3, and 4, otherwise the game would go too quickly. And if no one gets the answer correct, the person who's reading out the question gets to roll the movement dice. And the hard ass question is just a single statement, in which case this one is, the condition myopia affects which of our senses? And it's the first person to yell out the correct answer for that one as well. And you only get 1 answer per question, so you don't want to jump in too quickly if you don't know the answer. You also have different spots around the board. You have hard ass, which is where someone will read you a hard ass question. It's just a bonus move. Dumbass is where you miss a turn. You cannot participate in answering the question, or you miss out on your turn for reading the question. And kick-ass is go back 3 spaces. Pretty great game. Again, the more people you have, the more kind of chaotic it gets as everyone's yelling out answers, and it's a lot of fun with friends. Now here's the second game. This is Dumbass. Now it works off a lot of the same mechanics of the first game. You're trying to answer the question to get around to the end, and you have to roll the exact number to get on the end. I forgot to mention that before. You've got a Dumbass, which in this one, you get to move forward, I think it's 2 spaces. Rest Your Ass is miss the turn instead of Dumbass in the previous one, and Smartass sends you back to the start. And pretty much these questions work off a multiple choice basis rather than the straight out listing of sentences and that. So the 3 which, how, and when, so blue, orange, and green are multiple choice questions. You'll read through, read the answers out, and then everyone has to place A, B, C, or D face down, and you all turn it over at the same time to reveal your answer. Anyone that gets the answer correct gets to roll the movement die and move forward. Who, what, and where is more like the questions in the previous one, where you have to read out the sentences, and the first person to guess it correctly, you only get 1 answer, gets to move. If no one gets it correct, the person who is reading out the question moves. And again, this one can be for 3 to 12 players again. That's probably the best suit. Again, if you have more players, it is a lot more fun as you get some banter going on the tables. and everyone gets really involved in it. And it works at the same. You get your little numbered donkey in the spot, and it has the exact same dice as the other game as well. Now, I've owned a copy of these games for, I think, 6 years now, maybe 5 years, 6 years, and they have always been a hit whenever I've had friends over. They are on one of my highly recommended games lists, and really, it's great for like that party. Let's get some trivia going. You can bring out some of the most random answers, and they could be correct. It's one of those games that you can never go wrong with, and it will take various amounts of time. I'd say minimum half hour, depending on how broad your general knowledge on different trivial facts is. And if you've got more people, it might take longer because people are answering at different rates, and you get different people getting different questions correct. Overall, I would rate these games 8 out of 10 as a collective, because they are so similar. I give them both 8 out of 10, although I do prefer Smartass as the first one I played, and it's more of a competitive nature in that, in my opinion, where you're having to yell out the answer and be the first one to get it correct. I definitely say at least pick Smartass up, and if you've got the money to buy Dumbass, pick that one up as well. These great games, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. It's a little bit different. Thought I'd just, try it out, see how it goes, and we'll continue these videos throughout the year and see what we can get through. Look forward to catching you guys next time. Hope you all have a good one.